Hey, my name's James Douglas and welcome to this property channel. Now, on this channel, I'm going to be sharing my journey of my investments with my daughter, Georgia, who's 21, and my newborn baby, Emily, who's 1. I'm building a property portfolio for them this year, and I'm going to show you everything that happens, the renovations, the costings, how we buy, and this channel has got everything you need to know. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. I'm in one of my properties here in Doncaster. This is the first one that I've just bought with Georgia, who's my older daughter. And so I will share exactly how this works. Now, a common question that I'm asked by friends that want to get into property is, should you have a repayment mortgage or an interest-only mortgage? And what do they even mean? Well, repayment is where you're repaying it, right? And so this property here, we bought for 60,000. We haven't got a mortgage on it yet, but we expect to get a mortgage on it for 75,000 when we've done it up. And you can check out all the other videos on that, see how that works. Now, what repayment would mean is that every month we'd make a payment and it would pay down some of the debt, right? So we owe them 75 grand, or we will. And every month that we pay, it will pay off some of that 75 grand, which makes sense, right? Now, perception is that that's what you should do because you want to clear the debt and own the asset outright. But investors, they don't do that. And why wouldn't they? Well, what they want to do is leverage, right? So let's just say, these figures might be off, but let's just say roughly, if we made a repayment mortgage on this, on 75 grand, let's just say that we paid £250 a month, right? So the payments were 250, 100 would pay off the interest, 150 would go off the balance each month. Now, the rent on this property is probably going to be £500, right? It's going to be around £500. And so we know that now we've only got £250 profit in our pocket every single month. Not great, right? Not too great. And so there's not much incentive there to have lots of these deals. Whereas if we did this on interest only, let's just say, it'll probably be less, but let's just say that the interest payments were £100 a month, right? So if we took this on interest only, we would pay £100 a month, but our balance would never be going down. So we'd always owe 75 grand, right? That to people is alarming, and they're thinking, I don't want to owe 75 grand, I want it to pay off. But here's the thing, right? We're going to make 400 profit potentially each month on that now, roughly. Now, I know there's costs coming out, but let's just make this easy. So we're going to say we're getting 500 in rent, we're paying 100 on the interest, so we're going to keep 400 quid, right? Roughly. Now, that's a lot more than 250, and that's better cash flow. So we don't need so many deals to maybe replace our income. Maybe for you guys, you're looking to get £2,000 a month. You need like 4 or 5 of these deals to do that, right? Which is really, really good. Now, how do we pay it off? How do we pay it off? We pay it off with inflation, something called inflation, right? Now, everything goes up in value, as you know, especially at the moment. It's in the news all the time. They're talking about inflation a lot at the moment, especially with fuel and stuff at Tesco's and Sainsbury's and stuff like that. Prices are rising. They always rise, right? And they normally try and rise by around 2% a year. Now, houses, on the other hand, they go up a lot faster than inflation. And if you look at the average since 1066, right? Since 1066, since the Battle of Hastings, then in the Doomsday Book, they have been monitoring the house price rises. And since 1066, on average, house prices rise every 10 years. And for me, that's happened. I've been investing in property for 23 years, and that's always worked for me. And I'm sure if you ask your parents how much they bought their house for, it will be a ridiculous price. Pennies, right? Thousands maybe. Not hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands, thousands. Lots of people that you know bought houses for 5 grand. Now, we bought this for 60. It's going to be worth 100 in 4 weeks when we complete the renovation works. Now, let's just say in 10 years, it doubles. It will now be worth 200, but we only owe 75,000. So we could sell the property if we wanted at that stage and then keep 125, That's possible. Of course, you've got to pay tax on that, but you could do that. Or we could just change it to repayment then. And £75,000 in 10 years or 20 years from now is not going to be much money. But what we want to do is keep our monthly payments low so we make cash flow. That's the goal of being an investor, is making cash flow. So every month I can make £400 and that's my profit, right? That keeps me going. And then if there's problems, imagine if you only make £200 profit and then the boiler breaks. That's your whole year's profit wiped out. You have to have profit in there as a buy-to-let investor or it's just not going to work. And so that is why interest only is a must for investors. It's the only way to invest. Inflation will pay off the property. I don't want to pay my debts down ever. It's the cheapest money you could ever borrow. But I've made tons of videos on this and I'd love you to go and check them out on the channel. Do join us on this journey as well. Let me know any questions you've got. Let me know, do you agree? Do you disagree? That's fine too. Have some sort of opinion on it and comment below, guys. The more comments, the more likes, the more subscribers we get on this channel, the longer I'll keep it going, right? And that's what I want to do. I'm using this channel to keep myself accountable. So do subscribe. Come and see this property in a few weeks. Let's have a look at how it's going. And yeah, subscribe and join us on this journey. I'm James Nicholson. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye for now.